everyone. Welcome back to our Psalm 40 project. Today, I'm here with Alex DeBoer, and we are continuing our Senior Saints project, and we are continuing with high school seniors. So, Alex, thank you so much for being willing to do this with me. I take it that you got some free time, but I do appreciate the time that you are giving to this interview. So, would you just kind of start off and tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, a little bit about your family, school, hobbies, those kinds of things?
Yeah, for sure. I grew up here in Grand Rapids. I've been in Grand Rapids all of my life. I have five members of my family, including me. I have two brothers who are both younger than me, and my mom, who used to be very involved in the church. She used to be the children's worship coordinator,
Okay.
and then my dad as well. I went to Grand Rapids Christian High School all 4 years, and I'm about to graduate from there. And
Congratulations.
thank you. And I'm a sports fanatic. I will play, watch, learn about almost about any sport that I possibly can.
What would you say is one of the more random sports that you've learned about that maybe isn't like the popular ones?
Probably the most random, unpopular sport that I've learned about is college water polo.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll be honest, I know nothing about water polo except it's really hard because you're swimming all the time.
yeah, it's a crazy, crazy sport.
So what kind of drove you to check out college water polo?
So I've always been kind of a water rat. I've always loved the water. And I used to play it a bunch at camps when I was a kid and
Hmm.
other stuff like that. But at those, I could touch the bottom of the pool. And I later found out that that's not allowed in actual water polo. So, and it came up more on TV, so I started watching it a little bit more.
That's really cool. Yeah, I honestly, I really have no idea. We played at camp, but it was essentially tackle soccer almost, where like you threw the ball back and forth and you just tried to tackle the person who
Oh,
had the
yeah.
ball. So like I have no idea if that's water polo rules or what. So all right, cool. So huge into sports. Any other hobbies?
Not really. I love to play sports. I'll play a couple of sports video games here and there, but not
Yeah.
as much as I love to play and learn about most of them.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, and that is a little bit of a difference between playing them and learning about them. So
Hmm.
like that, I can see how that would take up a good bit of your time there, trying to figure out like what are the rules to these sports and how does it work. So, how long have you been attending LaGrave, and has LaGrave been your home church?
Yeah, so LaGrave has been my home church for all 18 years of my life. I grew up in the church, and it's just been my home church for, yeah, all my life, and I've loved it.
Nice. And then, so since it's been a part of your life the entire time, what are some of those ways that it's helped develop your faith?
So, like I said earlier, that my mom was the old children's worship coordinator before Anna DeBoer was there, and that would help.
Which, real quick, any sort of relation there,
No,
or
there's not actually. We found that out. Yeah,
okay,
it was just kind of interesting how two DeBoers took over.
yeah, exactly. I was kind of curious about that. So,
Yeah, no, there's no relation. But when she did that, it caused me to stay at church later than I normally would. So I'd attend both services almost every Sunday morning. And that kind of helped me grow because if I didn't hear one or if I did hear both of them, then it was a bonus for me. So it helped me grow there. And then a lot of the pastors have helped me grow, Bob especially, and Dr. Mast, the old preacher, helped me a lot too because my mom and him became good friends.
oh yeah.
And even Reverend Yonker, who I knew before he came in, has helped me.
Nice. That's awesome. Since I do all the audio video or oversee all of it, I go to both church services in the morning. And there is definitely something about being at both church services because your mind starts to wander at times. And I do get a lot more out of Sunday sitting through both services. So that's really
Yeah,
cool
you
that
hear
that
things
was.
that you probably missed
Mhm.
than the other one.
Yeah, that's so neat that was a way that you've developed in your faith, hearing the sermons quite a bit,
Hmm.
and that'd be a lot of sermons too.
Yeah.
um, yeah, and so you said the ministers. Dr. Mass was the preaching minister for probably most of your growing up years. It's only been
Yeah,
the
most of my life.
last 7 that Peter's been here. And then were you a part of, and this kind of transitions into my next question about LaGrave Ministries, but have you been a part of the youth programs, and that's how you've interacted with Bob?
Yeah, so I've went to ETs all through middle school, and then I also am now involved in crew for the past 3 years, every year except for my freshman year.
Okay. And so you had a pretty impactful, you have some people that have really impacted your life there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a good group of leaders over there. I get to spend some time with some of them due to serve,
Hmm.
and they're a lot of fun and some really God-fearing people over there. They every conversation I have, I'm just like, man, I wish I could grow a little bit more into that kind of person.
Yeah, they're fun. I love them, all of them. So